Hello there. Today's brief video is on Churchill. It has been said that Churchill had a low opinion of Indians, however many of his quotes have been taken out of context. Churchill definitely did consider the Christian white race to be superior than ethnic races, for example, his hierarchical view of race subordination. Churchill considered Indians to be on a higher level than black Africans. Churchill also did slander Indians in the heat of the moment. Whereas, on the other hand, Churchill praised Indians for their contributions during World War. Churchill's goal and objective was for the betterment of Britain, not India or Indians. You could say, Churchill was an asset for the British but a colonial nightmare for Indians. Overall, the British Army and government praised Indian contributions towards the war, by praising Hindus and Muslims. So why is there so much misinformation being spread, and by who? In a recent post on X, a Sikh was caught lying. For many years, Sikhs distort and manipulate facts to boost up their own community, while sidelining others. A Sikh commentator wrote, and I quote, "Sir Winston Churchill said, British people are highly indebted and obliged to Sikhs for a long time. I know that within this century we needed their help twice, and they did help us very well. As a result of their timely help, we are today able to live with honor, dignity, and independence. In the war, they fought and died for us, wearing the turbans." End quote. A person asked Grok to confirm the quote. Grok's response was, and I quote, "No, this exact quote lacks verification in primary sources like Churchill's speeches, writings, or parliamentary records." While he praised Sikh soldiers' bravery, calling them the finest of fighting men in his Malakand Field Force account and noting their loyalty in both world wars, this phrasing appears apocryphal, circulating mainly in Sikh advocacy contexts without documented origin. Churchill did acknowledge their contributions, but the full statement seems embellished. End quote. Sikhs have a habit of distorting facts, over-glorifying their deeds and history. You'll see this lie circulated on every major Sikh platform. Then the same nonsense will be repeated by white Englishmen who but lick the Sikhs in appeasement. Like this. And here. Oh, and here too. Let's take a look at a historical document which praises Indian soldiers, both Hindus and Muslims. Dated the 14th of March 1915. The Corps Commander has the greatest pleasure in publishing for the information of the Indian Corps the following telegram received from Field Marshal Sir John French, commanding the British Army in the field. Sir James Wilcox is quite certain that such a message will encourage every officer and man to still further efforts, and that they will answer to every call. To Lieutenant General Sir James Wilcox, Indian Corps, I have cabled following to Viceroy, India, begins. I am glad to be able to inform Your Excellency that the Indian troops under Sir James Wilcox fought with great gallantry and marked success in the capture of Neuve Chapel and subsequent fighting which took place on the 10, 11, 12, and 13 of this month. The fighting was very severe and the losses heavy, but nothing daunted them. Their tenacity, courage, and endurance were admirable and worthy of the best traditions of the soldiers of India. Message ends. Please make this known to the Corps under your command. Accept yourself and repeat to all troops my warm and hearty appreciation of their services and my gratitude for the help they have rendered, which has so much conduced to the success of the operations. E.A.S. Cobb, Brigadier General. In the second part, Hindus and Muslims have both been praised, and I quote, "Soldiers of the Indian Army Corps, we have all read with pride the gracious message of His Majesty the King Emperor to his troops from India. On the eve of going into the field to join our British comrades who have covered themselves with glory in this great war, it is our firm resolve to prove ourselves worthy of the honour which has been conferred on us as representatives of the Army of India. In a few days we shall be fighting as has never been our good fortune to fight before against enemies who have a long history. But is their history as long as yours? You are the descendants of men who have been mighty rulers and great warriors for many centuries. You will never forget this. You will recall the glories of your race. Hindu and Mahomedan will be fighting side by side with British soldiers and our gallant French allies. You will be helping to make history. You will be the first Indian soldiers of the King Emperor, who will have the honor of showing in Europe that the sons of India have lost none of the ancient martial instincts and are worthy of the confidence reposed in them. In battle you will remember that your religions enjoin on you, that to give your life doing your duty is your highest reward. The eyes of your co-religionists and your fellow countrymen are on you. From the Himalayan mountains, the banks of the Ganges and Indus and the plains of Hindustan, they are eagerly waiting for the news of how their brethren conduct themselves when they may meet the foe. From mosques and temples their prayers are ascending to the God of all, and you will answer their hopes by the proofs of your valor. You will fight for your King Emperor and your faith, so that history will record the doings of India's sons and your children will proudly tell of the deeds of their fathers. James Wilcox, Lieutenant General, Command, Indian Army Corps. Camp, the 10th of October 1914. End quote. For whatever reason, every Remembrance Day, Hindus and Muslims are sidelined and the Sikhs are praised. It's also silly of ethnics to disrespect Remembrance Day. The English and Indians fought side by side for Europe, for Britain. It's also retarded of Europeans to abuse Indians. After the huge contribution and sacrifices they made for the war, Sikhs were obligated to fight for the British after signing the Peace Treaty of Lahore 1846. And I quote, Sikhs, along with Punjabi Muslims and Gurkhas, then became a significant and loyal component of the British forces, notably playing a major role in suppressing the Indian Mutiny of 1857 against the very Hindu Sepoys of the Bengal Army who had previously served on the British side in the Sikh Wars. Sikhs fought alongside the British in the 1857 mutiny because they had no loyalty to the mutineers, who had helped the British destroy the Sikh Empire in 1849. End quote.